Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Let me try and get a little bit comfortable because it's going to be a long one today. Another disappointing performance by Liverpool in their opening game of the Champions League. I'll be honest, I wasn't very confident going into this game. Didn't really have high hopes. If you watched my match preview yesterday, I discussed it with my guest, Double D. Yeah, it wasn't. We were quite concerned regarding our midfield, and I think that was pretty much the tale of the game as well. Our midfield was kind of disarray. They weren't compact enough. The game pretty much walked past them, and yes, very, very disappointing performance. But it wasn't just the midfield. It was the defense as well. But let's get into the key points of the game. So Napoli, to be fair, started the game with a lot of aggression and very direct, and pretty much almost took the lead in the first minute with Osimhen as he skips past Alisson, and his shot was hit onto the post from a very, very tight angle. So, it could have actually gone, and it was actually a good shot from him, but unlucky not to get the goal there. But then this is where the chaos happened. Liverpool conceded a penalty in the 4th minute. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what Milner was playing at regarding his block attempt there. He was pretty much blocking the shot using his hand like he was another goalkeeper. So for me, it was a correct decision. I know he was quite close to the player who took the shot, but nevertheless, I think it was the right decision for the penalty, and it was nicely converted by Zielinski, who is a former transfer target for Liverpool. So I bet that was a sweet moment for him. He's got some comments here. Eagle-eyed football, it's not looking good, bruv. Yeah, it certainly isn't looking good at all. Trent and VVD are taking a piss now. I will go into that in more detail later in the show. Ravi, thanks for joining the show. We were dead from start to finish. We got skinned in every position. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Ravi. Big up Ravi from Eagle-eyed Football. Ravi again. We have Artemelo, but still start Milner. And then he just said, big up to Rich, who is a member of Eagle-eyed Football. So regarding Artemelo, I wanted him to start when I did the preview show yesterday. Maybe it's too soon for him to be starting games, but even when he came on, had some good touches here and there. But at least now, because he's been on the pitch, he should be in contention to play games going forward, because we're very thin in midfield. I know that's the excuse that we Liverpool fans are using in terms of our injury crisis, but it is what it is in that regards. Our midfield is just very flat. No one's really offering much in terms of creativity, but even defensively, we're just a bit all over the place. So it is a big concern, I think, as we're not playing with any intensity, which is ironic because our number 2, Pep Lijnders, just released a book revealing all of our tactics called Intensity. So bit of pie in our face there regarding that. But yeah, we're just not pressing teams as well from the front. And I know the notion that a lot of neutral fans are saying that we're missing Mane. I don't quite go along with that. Number one, he's not a Liverpool player anymore, so we kind of have to move on from that and stop talking about the past. Secondly, his replacement that's in the squad now, Diaz, had probably one of his best games today. So I don't think in that sense we're missing Mane. The pressing element, yes, but it's the same Salah. Salah's been here for years, but he's playing a more different role where he's out wide a bit more. So yeah, the team is just not functioning correctly. I don't know if it's because we've deployed different tactics due to having a more direct focal point in Nunes, but he hasn't played that many games. So yeah, it's a bit all over the gaff to say the least there. Just got a few comments here. Another one from Ravi. It's not too soon when Milne at his age plays. He's a liability. He is, but we we don't have options. That's the ultimate truth. Who else can come in at this stage? I know Thiago made an appearance today, and Melo came on after as well. Arthur Melo just signed for the club, so I'm not expecting miracles from him straight away, considering he's pretty much known as an injury-prone player. So I wouldn't put him in the limelight too soon, too fast. Thiago, got to be careful with him. You don't want him getting injured again. So yeah, without him, we don't have a spark in midfield. So I'd be a bit more cautious in terms of how I play him in the next few weeks. And they've got Jones, who's got a recurring injury again. Keita, God knows where he is. Ox has a long-term injury. So yeah, it's not looking good in that regards. Got another comment here from Madison. Thank you, Madison, for joining the show. I try my best not to overreact, but bad patch of form, or does the Liverpool we got to know over the past years is officially over? Yeah, because a lot of people are saying the way we're playing is reminiscent of how Klopp's Dortmund team was before he parted ways with the team. I don't quite see it as bad as that. I just think we're just going through a bad patch right now where we can't seem to get things ticking right now. In due time, you'd hope it works, but yeah, I think because of the nature of this season as well, with a lot of games coming thick and fast, we've got the World Cup happening in November. The fixture list being congested. It's not helpful in our regards because we've got such a long injury list. But yeah, not making excuses, but yeah, it's not looking good. Ravi says we need to rocket up our ass. We could need a bit more than that, to be fair. Eagle Eye Football, is the Liverpool cycle over? I wouldn't quite say it's over at this stage, but I think it's more of a transitional period right now. So I know that's the key term that a lot of teams like to use when they're rebuilding, but I think that's the truth because we've got an aging midfield right now. So next summer we'll see a lot of new faces in our midfield. I think 2 to 3 players will be departing this year. So definitely needs a revamp in terms of new energy, new sort of players with new skill sets in midfield. As I feel like we can't have the same type of midfielders again and again. That's my concern when I look at the Liverpool squad. A lot of our midfielders are quite similar in terms of their skill set. We bought Naby Keita, who was supposed to be the dynamic box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't have that in him anymore. Ox was that player as well that we brought in to offer that sort of goal-scoring threat from our midfield. Unfortunately, injuries has been his fortune in terms of not being available. I remember when he first came, he was really, really good. And he has had that bad injury in Champions League, which has kind of been a downfall ever since. So yeah, we just don't have that player that's dynamic for us to have that creative spark, but also change the dimension of our team. So you can always have number 6 and number 8 being deep playmakers, but you need that one player that just runs around and makes things happen, and stop relying on our fullbacks to be the creative spark in our team. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's over. It's a transitional period, but the signing of Nunes, I think, yeah, it's a project. It's not someone that it's someone I would have expected to hit the ground running a bit more. I know we're only 6-7 games in, but he looks very raw. I don't think he's up to speed or up to the right standard to be starting regular games, in my opinion. If I was Klopp, I'd pretty much use him as an impact player for the coming weeks. We've got Jota back in the squad now, so I'd start Jota up front and then let Nunes make that impact, get used to how we want to implement our way of playing so he understands the patterns and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but right now, it's not looking good, as you mentioned earlier on. So back to the game. Yeah, I was speaking about the first penalty. Crazy sort of moment for Liverpool conceding two penalties in around 16 minutes. Uh, yeah, the Milner one definitely penalty in my opinion. Should have, his hands, ball his hands out like that. You're going to get penalised, especially with VAR now. And then the second one, yeah, it's a foul. It is what it is. When you got VAR on available now, they will look at these little moments here and there. And he didn't get the ball. He stamped on the player. So according to the letter of the law, it's the right decision. So yeah, it is what it is. Then you had Osimhen step up. Great save by Alisson, who again was probably one of our best players. Considering we lost 4-1, he still stood up for me. So that is a bit of a concern. Afterwards, Van Dijk he tried to make up for conceding that penalty. He made a goal line block from another Osimhen shot. Gomez at fault again. This was his first mistake that he made. Just too casual on the ball. He let Osimhen take advantage, and yeah, he went through on goal and almost scored. So, fortunately for Gomez, moments later, he made the same error again against Kvaratskhelia. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Who, by the way, looks an amazing talent. I've watched him a couple of times prior to this match. Yeah, he's a special talent. So he's through on goal and provides a nice assist for Anguissa, former Fulham player, and he applies a great finish, hits the post and in. So yeah, it looked like a different player, Anguissa, in terms of how he played. Definitely one of the stand-up performers for Napoli. But yeah, Gomez had a terrible, terrible first half. I think in those two situations, should have just kept it simple, clear the ball out of the lines or pass it back to the goalkeeper. Instead, I think he's trying to be a bit too smart to try and dribble past the player. But Osimhen, because he's so good at pressing, he knew what he was doing, and that resulted of Gomez making errors. So yeah, not a good first half for Liverpool. Salah did have a snapshot moments before that, but I don't think we were really troubled the goalkeeper in the first half. Um, Van Dijk had a shot as well from a Trent free kick, which was saved by the goalkeeper Merritt. Uh, but yeah, the star boy again, Kvaratskhelia was at it again. Glides past Trent Alexander-Arnold, um, who I'm trying to keep it clean there. Defended awfully, didn't track back, pretty much gave up, which was very disappointing to see. He squares it to Simeone and he scores a tap in. So that's the summary of the first half. Awful first half for Liverpool. But you have to give credit to Napoli. I think they played with no fear whatsoever, show Liverpool no respect. And I wasn't hugely surprised by their performance. I've seen bits of them and I've seen the way they play. Very dynamic team. And with the new signing, Kvaratskhelia, he's the one where he's scoring a lot of their goals and everything's going through him right now. And he's a great talent. So he was always the danger man for me in this game. And first half, they just ran riot. So yeah, it didn't look good, to be fair. Just got another comment here from Madison Smith. How do you feel about the team's trajectory? Does a player like Bellingham want to join if the team may have already peaked? This all could be an overreaction in the next couple of weeks. LOL. Yeah, look, there is no guarantee that Bellingham will join Liverpool next summer. I know he's our number one target. It's pretty much, it's quite obvious. Everyone knows this. It's well-known information to everyone. I think we're putting all our eggs in one basket regarding this transfer. Would he want to join? I think he would. Well, look, it depends where we finish. But I think if Klopp's still there and you've got most of the players there. I think there's no reason why not to join Liverpool next season. But for me, I wouldn't even think about signing Bellingham right now. I think we should have recruited players in this window where a couple of box-to-box midfielders would have fit the bill. Even one. I know we got Artemelo, but I think more was needed. It wasn't just him. He was the right profile, but I think we needed another one who is younger and has probably more of a better injury record as well, because Artemelo has had his problems in the last few years. So no, it's not an overreaction, but for me, I'm not even thinking too far ahead regarding transfers. For me, got to concentrate on this season right now. Unfortunately, FSG, the sort of message they portrayed to the media or the press presents it to us fans, is that next summer we're going to go big. And that's always the talk of the town every year. Next summer we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So I'm a bit fed up of listening to this sort of talk. For me, it's more important to try and get the team up to speed now and try and compete for major honors, because right now we're looking a shadow of ourselves. So until we don't fix up and get our season back on track, I wouldn't even look far ahead in terms of signing a player like Bellingham. He might not even be in our radar at the end of the season. So it hurts, but it is what it is. Got to keep it 100 in regards to that. Second half, so it, it goes from bad to worse. Zielinski on the score sheet. It was a good finish regarding that move there. And then we had Diaz, who gets the goal for Liverpool. Nice shot from the left-hand side, cutting in. Neat finish from him. Diaz has another chance, which was a powerful header. Great save by the goalkeeper. But I have to say, after that chance, the game pretty much went flat and fizzled out a little bit for us. Despite Liverpool having a lot of possession, for me, it was too little, too late for Liverpool to get back into the game. So overall, to say the least, a very disappointing performance. Um, Liverpool just simply aren't showing their quality this season. The team aren't playing with much togetherness, in my opinion. There's too many individual errors, including Gomez today. Previously, it's been Van Dijk. Midfield, they're not controlling games. I think that's where is my concern, is the midfield. We don't have the right quality. It's good to have a young player like Elliott who can try and make things happen, but you need someone alongside him who's a controller, who makes things happen for the team in terms of creativity, but also keeping possession as well. We don't have it. I know we've got Milner as an experienced player, but he doesn't have that kind of play about him anymore. I feel like he's more of a workhorse now, where he's trying to do the dirty work and try and make things happen, but not in a creative aspect. So that is why I wanted a controller in the summer, but we won't delve into that too much. Um, and teams right now, doesn't matter who the opposition is, they are walking through us with ease right now because of how soft we are in midfield, and that's the truth. Whenever Liverpool lose, there's always blame on certain players and stuff. I would say, in general terms, the team is playing awfully. It's every department. Nothing seems to be working. No sort of cohesion amongst the players. It's just not working right now. So back to the drawing board. Try and work on some things in training. Go back to basics and work hard, because we've been outrun by every team that we've played against this season, which is unlike a Klopp team. So that would be my advice in terms of how we need to fix up going forward. Um, but yeah, apart from Diaz, I don't think no one else really showed true quality today. Diaz was fantastic. He showed great desire, great aggression in his play. No one else did in our team. So yeah, it is a concern going forward. But before I conclude the show today, I will give my player rating for the Liverpool team. So Alisson, I'll give him a 6. I think had it been not a big scoreline, I would have given a higher ranking. But due to conceding 4 goals, not that it was his fault, He made a good penalty save as well. Made a couple other saves, so I'll give him a 6. Trent for me a 4, and that's me being very very nice. In fact, I'll give him a 3. I don't think he even deserves a 4. Defensively, he was awful. Attacking wise, he didn't really do enough for me, but it was just his attitude in terms of how he played, not tracking back, not really giving it his all. And that's a concern for me. There's some sort of issue there with Trent. I don't know if it's due to fatigue or he's unfit, but if that is the case, he needs to be rested and shouldn't be forced into playing consecutive games right now because it's affecting the whole shape of our team. Gomez, I'd give him a 4. I think he had decent moments, but then he had some poor moments of misjudgment with his play. And one moment led to a goal and could have been more as well. So not the best of games for him. Van Dijk, the same. Give him a 4 out of 10. I think, yeah, he's getting attacked a lot more this season. People have trying to work out how to work around him, and he just seems off the pace. So yeah, very very disappointed to see how he's performing this season, but hopefully it improves. Robertson, I'd give him a 5. Don't think he did a lot going forward. Made a couple errors regarding his passing. Didn't really cross much as well. So yeah, not the most sort of complete performance from him. Fabinho, I'd give him a 5 as well. I think he did bits and bobs here and there. He made some wayward passes in the second half. Might be due to tiredness there, but yeah, didn't really do anything spectacular. But I feel like he didn't really make his presence known either at the same time. So yeah, not the best of games. Elliot, give him a 5 as well. I think he tried to make things happen, but yeah, it's kind of unfair to highlight errors on Elliot's part because I feel like he's trying to be that creative spark in our midfield, but due to our team not playing well, people aren't making the right runs, so he's not really finding players. He did have a moment where I think he tried to cross it to Salah, and Salah just hit it in the side netting. So, yeah, he's a young kid, so he's learning his trade right now. I think it would be a good experience in terms of being in a game like that today, um, playing in a hostile environment. But yeah, I think he did okay. Milner, I'd give him a 5 as well. I don't think he did anything wrong in particular, but didn't do anything else otherwise. So gets a 5 from me. Salah was very, very quiet today. I'd give a 4. Don't think he did much in this game. Wasn't really potent in terms of goals. I was a little bit happier that he was finding more central positions to create goal scoring opportunities, which has been a concern because he hasn't done that much this season. So he did have one or two snapshots, but nothing really to trouble the keeper. So he's clearly not playing with confidence right now, which is a concern. Firmino, 5. I don't think he had the same impact like he did in the Everton game, but still feel like he did okay. Diaz, by a country mile, was our best player. I'd give him a 7. I think he got better as the game went on, became more aggressive, and was the only player that I feel like was going to help us score today. He got one goal, maybe could have got a couple more, but otherwise, I don't think anyone else looked like scoring today. In terms of the subs, Matip, I'll give him a 5. I think we've missed Matip in the lineup, to be fair. He just brings a bit of calmness to our defense, fully brings calmness to Van Dijk because he seems to be a bit more patient in his play. He doesn't rush things, whereas I feel like with Gomez, he doesn't seem to be in line with him. So Matip has been missed. So hopefully he's fully fit now and can start games on a regular basis. Thiago, I'll give a 6. I know he only came on for like 20 minutes, but that little cameo just showed what we've missed. He was tenacious in his play. Excuse me. Just the neat touches that Thiago has and then the passes, and he made some good hard tackles as well. And that's what was lacking. We didn't do anything like that in the first half. No tackles whatsoever. We weren't really aggressive in our play. No sort of physical battles at all. Yeah. So I think he just showed that this is what we're lacking. Unfortunately, it's too much for Liverpool to rely on Thiago due to his injury record, but that is the kind of caliber of players we need in our squad, which unfortunately we don't have. But hopefully he can stay fit, because he will be needed to help change our fortune going forward. Nunes, game before, I don't think he did much. He had one or two touches, but still looks very raw, very erratic in his play. First touch can be quite questionable, so he's got a lot to work on. Jota, I'll give a 4. I don't like him on the right hand side. I don't think he offers much, considering he's got a great left foot shot on him as well. I don't feel like he utilizes that when he plays on the right hand side. He seems a bit lost or doesn't have the confidence to take on the fullback, whereas on the left hand side he does. So it's quite strange, but that's not his comfort position, I would say. And he wasn't effective at all, so that's why I gave him a 4. And Artem pretty much played for 10 minutes. I'd give him a 5. He had some one or two good neat touches here, but not enough to kind of say that, look, I'm excited to see him play. But he's another option now. So going forward, hopefully he can start some games going forward, but we'll see how it goes. But like I said, disappointing result for Liverpool. Not the best of starts of our Champions League campaign, but we move. It is what it is. Games are coming thick and fast now. So our next fixture is this Saturday against Wolves. I believe it's a 3:00 kickoff. So I'll be doing a match preview tomorrow evening at 10:30. So make sure to tune in. And follow me on social as well. So on Twitter, it's AussieFTP. And on Instagram is Aussie.ftp, just to keep in touch in terms of what time I do my show. Normally I do it at 10:30, but depending on my schedule, I might do it at 11 o'clock. So just keep in loop. But you can always like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified of my upcoming content. So that concludes the show for tonight. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Eagle Eyed Football, Madison, Ravi, for your comments today. Very much appreciated. I'll be back, like I said, tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. UK time. Until next time, take care. Liverpool fans, stay positive. It will get better in due time. Can't guarantee it, but got to keep that hope alive. So thank you again, and I hope to see you all very soon. Good night.